Hello. I want to talk just a little bit about Sharia law. For one thing, Dr. Ben Carson has been under fire for saying that Sharia law does not mix with our Constitution. Now we find celebrities coming out in favor of it, and I will put a piece of that video here from Kareem Abdul, who has been a Muslim since the 90s. Anyway, I want to talk a bit about Sharia law. Sharia law is the body of Islamic law. The term means way or path. It is a legal framework within which the public and private aspects of life are regulated. It deals with all aspects of day-to-day life, including politics, economics, banking, business law, contract law, sexuality, and social issues. It's based on the Quran and the Hadith. It's divided into two main sections, the act of worship and human interaction. We all know about the worship, the Shahada. You have to say that in order to be a Muslim. There is no God except Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. The human interactions, marriage, divorce, food and drinks. They tell you what you can and cannot drink or what you can and cannot eat. Penal punishments. Saudi Arabia is in the news right now because they are going to behead and crucify a young man there for blasphemy. This is Sharia law in action. The countries that practice Sharia law are mainly Middle Eastern and African countries. So you can begin to see why Sharia law would not mix with America or the Constitution. A Muslim can only marry a Muslim. A Muslim woman can only marry a Muslim man. A Muslim minor girl's father or guardian may arrange the marriage of a girl without her consent. There is all sorts of forced marriages happening right now across the Middle East and Africa. This is a practice that Western countries are trying to stop, but it hasn't been stopped. Sharia recognizes three categories of crime: the crimes against God with a fixed punishment, the crimes against Muslims where equal retaliation is allowed, and crimes against Muslims or non-Muslims where a Muslim judge uses his discretion. The hudud crimes, which, and I don't pronounce it right, against God with fixed punishment are theft, highway robbery, illicit sex, sexual slander, drinking alcohol, by the way, publicly disputing an imam, and apostasy, which means leaving Islam and converting to another religion. Sharia requires you have 4 adult male witnesses to this crime, or a confession is repeated 4 times. Murder, bodily injury, and property damage is considered a civil dispute. The victim's heir or guardian is given the option to either forgive or demand equal retaliation or compensation. The penalty for theft, it's a fixed punishment. It's amputating the hands or feet. The penalty for zina states that if an unmarried man or an unmarried woman has premarital sex, the punishment is 100 lashes. If a married man or a married woman commit adultery, the punishment should be 100 lashes and then stoned to death. The hadiths consider homosexuality to be punished with death. So you can begin to see apostasy. The penalty for apostasy is also execution. You can begin to see what Sharia law is. This is, Kareem Abdul says, oh, you just don't understand Sharia law. You don't know what it is. Yes, we do understand Sharia law. We know perfectly well what it is. And it does not go along with the American Constitution. It just doesn't. So we need to stop and think and wake up and open our eyes. The politically correct left is trying to tell us that we're Islamophobic. It's not true. This is not Islam. This is not Sharia law. Kareem Abdul needs to do some studying himself, and so does the politically correct left on Sharia law. And these immigration crises that are happening in Europe, they're all refusing to assimilate. They all want Sharia law in the country of entry. Even some of the Islamics in America want Sharia law. It's in the news all the time. Oklahoma, I believe, was one where they were trying to institute Sharia law. It's nonsense. We need to stop, take a breath, and wake up and see what they're trying to push on America. May God protect his children.
But first, I want to talk about what's going on in this election cycle, and that is the most recent comments from Dr. Ben Carson. He has backed peddled a bit, basically saying he would accept a Muslim in the White House so long as that person rejected Sharia law. We know that Sharia law means, you know, killing homosexuals. Women are subservient to men. Tell me about Sharia law. You converted to Islam how many years ago?
In 1967, a long time ago. But Islam does not okay the things that you just mentioned, killing people, rape, all of these things that have been associated now with Sharia law. That's crazy. None of the people that have that criticism of Sharia law have checked out the law, because it's not even for non-Muslims. Sharia law is for the ruling of an Islamic state.